Hi, okay, welcome to week 2. So, look, let's try and bring module 1 into some sort of real world focus. Okay. Module 1 describes the ideas of some of the prominent theorists around the concept of the information society. So, within those various ideas, what are the key themes? I think that there are perhaps 3 key themes. One is that there is a shift in advanced industrial economies like Australia, for instance. And that shift is away from industrialized processes of manufacturing towards economic activity that's based around service industries, services, the development of services. The second theme is that there is an intensification in the use of information at work, information and communication at work or for economic benefit. Okay. And the third theme would be that there is an emphasis on infrastructure that supports the use of information and communication for competitive advantage and social benefit. Okay, so three big ideas there. Do any of these ideas make sense in an Australian context? Okay, so I'm going to explore those themes within an Australian context, but if you're one of our students in Hong Kong or another location and you're going to be shifting the location in which you situate your first assignment, then you can still use this as a framework, but you might have to draw on some different evidence. Okay, so let's have a look at the Australian context. Okay, how about we start with manufacturing? How's that going? How's that going in Australia? Well, not great. Not great. Within the last few months, for instance, major car manufacturers, Australia's last major car manufacturers, Holden and Toyota, have both made decisions to close down production. And those decisions will have knock-on effects across the various supply networks that both companies use. So this will have a significant impact on Australia's manufacturing capacity. If manufacturing is in decline in Australia, what kinds of economic activity might replace it? Well, you've got mining that benefits the national economy in a substantial way. However, mining's localized to various regions, so some regions need to find ways of stimulating economic activity differently. Okay, so Victoria, for instance, has some challenges to face here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is follow up on this video with a transcript which I'll circulate, and the transcript will incorporate a range of readings that I want you to follow up on. Okay, so there'll be a selection of readings about the decline of manufacturing, the possibilities of a creative economy. I'd like you to follow up on those because I think it'll be of real benefit to you in approaching assignment 1. Okay. So that was the first point. The first theme was around manufacturing and a shift towards service industries. What about the second theme, the idea that we're using information and communications technologies much more intensively? Well, look, you can answer that one anecdotally if your mobile phone is ringing in your pocket at the moment, and given the fact that you're currently watching me talking to you via digital video, and you're probably watching that video on an iPad or a laptop. So there's a range of anecdotal evidence that we could talk about, but I'd like you to follow up by looking at some of the evidence, the data that might support some decision making here, some conclusions, and you're going to be drawing those conclusions in your first assignment. So again, refer to the transcript. There's a set of readings, some data that you might explore, and I think that will help you come to some conclusions around that theme. Okay. The third theme was infrastructure. Okay. So, have you noticed any discussion around information and communications technology infrastructure in Australia recently? Well, it'd be hard to miss, given that the national broadband network has been, well, not just the national broadband network, but the potential social and economic benefits of such a network. These have been really significant and in some cases pivotal issues in the last two federal elections. So again, I'd like you to follow up on the links and readings in the transcript that will guide you in thinking further around that idea of infrastructure and the significant discussion around what broadband infrastructure might offer. Okay. So I think you've got those themes to explore and a range of readings, data, and evidence that will help you draw some conclusions. I think if you follow up on the readings in the transcript, do some reflection, then you'll find you've got a really solid framework for assignment 1. So I'll leave you to do that.